What's good, y'all? Now, this one is going to be kind of like a just be thinking and talking type of video, because I had the idea. I was like, you know what, let me just turn my phone on before I even formulate my thoughts. Now, of course, I know I'm not saying anything brand spanking new. It's just sometimes it's very important to just think about these things from time to time, you know? But there is an obvious correlation between, poverty-stricken areas and food, It's like food and poverty, food and depression, food and stress, food and low vibrational emotions. There's definitely a correlation between them. Using myself as an example, and I've been talking about this. This is why I'm back now, because I've come through my storm, and I'm reflecting. I had lost my job for a couple of months, as I said a couple of times. I lost my job, and I started to lose money. And to cope with the stress, to make me still feel normal, like everything is okay, I developed I was starting to develop a very bad habit of stress eating, as most of us typically do. There's stress eating, there's bored eating, what I'm saying? When you're bored, you just, I'm bored, let me just go eat something. No other creature in nature just eats when they're bored. They eat to eat. They eat when they're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? But we as humans, this freaking fly, you could be anywhere in this field, but you fly in my truck. Anyway, it's like we're the ones that just always are stuffing our faces with food. Now, don't get me wrong, food is great. And even though I'm a health freak, I still snack from time to time. I still have junk food binges. I mean, my junk food binges is different than the masses, but nevertheless, I eat more than I should, and I regret it when I get a pimple on my face. I'm like, God damn it. You know what I'm saying? But as I was thinking about this, it's poverty and food. I gotta focus a little bit more on the black community with this one, but it's in the hoods, black people say, black people are at a higher risk of diabetes. Black people have a higher risk of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, cataracts, dry skin, kidney failure, kidney damage, all this type of stuff, blah, 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 blah. Especially liver. When you look at people in the eye and their eyeball, the white part of their eye is yellow, that just means your liver isn't functioning enough. When you're bombarding your body with these sugars, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute, all these sugars and these snacks and stuff, when you're bombarding your body with this artificial processed sugar, which is literally a drug. It's a very addictive drug, this artificial sugar that's in most of your nutritional labels. It's that is bombarding your pancreas. For those of you that have diabetes, that means your pancreas doesn't work. It's very simple, and quick tangent. It's these doctors you have diabetes. Here's insulin. How about we fix the pancreas? How do we fix the pancreas, doctor? Well, we can't really fix the pancreas, but we can give you this insulin, though. So treat the symptoms, not, it's they treat symptoms. They don't cure anything. Anywho, back to my regularly scheduled program. When you look at, what people eat in the hood, most people tend to get their food from the gas stations, if you, I don't know nothing about New York, but they be getting their stuff from the bodegas, which is just their way of saying gas station, what I'm saying? Convenience stores. People in here getting their, their chips, their cookies. They're getting the Twinkies, the Skittles, the M&Ms, even the drinks, let me go get some fruit juice. You're not getting fruit juice. You're quite literally, look at the label. You're not getting fruit juice. You're getting fruit drink. You don't have cherry flavor. Technically you do have cherry flavor. You don't have cherry. You don't have grape. You got red flavor, blue flavor, purple flavor. That's the flavor of it. What flavor is blue? That ain't Arctic blueberry, Arctic raspberry, whatever. No, that's blue flavor. And all that is high fructose corn syrup, aka sugar. And sometimes there's even both of them in there. You know what I mean? And then what's very prevalent in lower income areas? Chinese food restaurants. And what's one of the main ingredients that makes Chinese food taste so good? MSG, monosodium glutamate. That is something that literally dumbs down the brain. Go look up the symptoms, the side effects of MSG. It says, sure, it makes that Chinese food taste damn good. But over a prolonged period of time, that's going to make your brain function less and less quickly. I'm just go do your research, It's like when you are dealing with the stresses of poverty, when you are stressed, even if you have a job and you're stressing with, whatever, a lot of people cope with the food because it's like, and I forgot the exact breakdown, so forgive me, but like a lot, it was like, I learned this from Layla Africa, and I've heard this echoed from other people, but they say like things like sweets means like that you're lacking love in your life, whether it's like, and I'm not saying like your relationship means that you're loving, but you're missing some type of love, most importantly, probably self-love. If you want crunchy things, that's when you're dealing with the stress. And I forgot what chewy meant. I forgot what such and such, but go do your research on that. I'm a little rusty, my bad. But when I use those analogies, crunchy, aka the chips that people love, the Lay's chips that's like soaked in oil, you know what I'm saying? The Twinkies, which is just like, fake bread that's like, and then like fake bread and expanded sugar, that's all it is, and that's all you're eating over and over and over. You think it's okay because that those sensors in your brain are like, yo, I like this. This tastes good. That feels good to me. One of the things I notice when I'm fasting is that I'm not hungry. It's just I want to choose something. It's like I want to chew things. I like to hear that crunch. That's why people love tortilla chips so much, because it's that crunch. Yes, the flavor. Yes, the little bit of salt that's sprinkled on it. But it's like some people don't take into account the literal physical sensation of eating food. And people in this, people globally, but like especially in lower income areas, are not going to be privy to this information. It's like whether you in the hood or in the trailer park, what you're putting in your body. You're putting a whole bunch of things that make you feel good and not the things that make you good. You know what I mean? You eat those chips, you eat those cookies, you eat those candies, your brain is firing off. Yo, I like this. Oh my God, this is amazing. Because you're doing a drug. You're doing drugs every time you eat this stuff. That's essentially what you're doing. And then for those of you that drink, your beer, that all that does is metabolize into sugar anyway. So you're just drinking sugar too. And then but some of y'all are fancy. You're drinking wine. Oh yes, just a glass of wine after my stressful day. Don't get me wrong. It's like I liked wine, but it's like, once again, the cheaper wines, they just sweeten them up, and then sometimes they put lead in those things to sweeten them. Like it's a really messed up world out here when you start to figure out all the stuff that's in your food, And there's definitely an association with that, whether you live in a state of lack, whether that's financially, or you live in a state of lack in regards to information. Food is like something that really very much appeals, like not even food, but what's the word I'm looking for? Like ingestible substances. That encapsulates everything, whether it be food, alcohol, drugs, whatever, even sex, because you're still taking in something, or you're going in something. you know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, it's like you need something physical to make you feel good. It's like once again, high vibrational people, they just meditate, they stretch, they go walk in nature, they go ground, they know all that type of stuff. Cool. But we're keeping it here for now. It's like there's definitely that correlation that people don't want to admit. And then if you tell people that are in poverty-stricken areas, or if you tell people that have a terrible terrible diet, like this type of information, they're going to justify, but well, it tastes good, I like it. Well, it's like, yeah, but you only like it because you're quite literally addicted to it. I'm not addicted to it. I can stop eating this crappy food whenever I want. Spoken like a true addict. We've all been there. For everyone that's been through fasting, for everyone that's cleaned up your diet, you can all attest to a certain point in your life where you said that you could stop eating something, and then when you started fasting, you went right back to it like 2 days into the fast. We've all had failed fasts out there. So it's like, it's something that you have to grow out of, but it takes that level of that level of accountability. What's the first step? What's the first step? Of admitting that you have a problem. Maybe these hippy dippy people out here, or these health gurus, these health nuts, these health freaks out here are onto something. Maybe you should pay attention, because some of y'all are watching this video eating junk food right now. And I bet you right now, some of y'all look at the nutritional label on the back of those chips, on that snack that you're eating. You're going to look at that label and not know what some of those ingredients are. Why are you putting that into your body? Why are you feeding that same thing to your child? You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, I worry about this. Like, how am I going to be as a father? Am I going to be that overprotective? Am I not going to let them even experience these types of things? I got things I got to figure out. You know what I mean? But as a parent, though, I'm still going to be very conscious of at least the amount that they got. Hey, look, okay, I'm gonna let you eat this. This is literally a drug, but I need you to understand, like, live a little bit of life. I'm still worrying. I'm still figuring that out. But nevertheless, I ain't there yet, so I'm just gonna keep talking from my perspective. All right? It's like, are you gonna keep feeding your children this poison? You know, like I said, like I be out in Wyoming, I'm like, why are all these little kids fat? Why are all these like 6-year-olds fat? Why are these 10, 12, 13-year-olds fat? Oh, that's just our family. No, you're eating like your family. You know, it's like, oh, we just big boned. You know, I said big boned on purpose, but like we just big boned in this family. Oh, we in the Huxtables, we're just a big family. Oh, we're the Smiths, we're just like that. We big body out here. Yeah, no, you all eat like trash, and all that stuff that you are accumulating, all of your organs that aren't functioning correctly are not able to filter out all the stuff as quickly as you're putting it in. You know, kind of like a bank account. If you're putting in all of this money and none of it's coming out, your bank account is looking fat. No pun intended with this conversation. You know, so like when it comes to caloric intake, when you're putting in more calories than you're burning off, you're eating 6 breakfasts a day, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Your breakfast consists of 12 pancakes, you know, a whole pig just sliced up on a plate, you know, 14 chickens laying the eggs right there in front of you, you know, and you just wonder, oh, wow, I have high blood pressure, doctor? How'd that happen? My little skinny ass has been trying to tell you that the entire time. You feel me? But anyway, you know, it's like we really do need to pay a lot more attention to what we're putting into our bodies. Just because we've been eating it since we have been a kid does not mean that it's right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you grow out of certain things, don't you? I mean, you as an adult that's had a child, where do babies come from? They don't come from the storks, do they? They don't come from the birds and the bees, do they? There's things that you had to grow out of. Well, there's certain things that you got to grow out of when it comes to your health. And the first thing that you need to do in regards to that is just to simply start paying attention to the foods that you are eating. It's very simple. And if you don't want to do that, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I fully admit there's a balance that needs to be achieved in life. Even I, the health freak, even I, the vegan, will still like I always say, I don't bat an eye if I find out that cookie has some milk and some eggs in it. It's like, well, it is what it is. It was good while it lasted. But I also have the level of discipline, though, to apply balance to my life, where I know if I'm going on a junk food binge or something like that, then I know that it's time for me to fast for a day or two, you know? And then it's like, just balance it out like that. Take the proper herbs to get my pancreas working. Get the proper herbs to bring all the excess sugars out of my bloodstream. You know, use the herbs to, you know, help my kidneys function better so my skin looks better. Because if your body, if the other organs can't process it, if the kidneys especially cannot filter out the things in your body, it comes through your third kidney, your skin. Everyone needs to remember that your skin is very much it is another organ, but it's especially your third kidney. Because it's an excretory organ. Things come out of it. And when you have zits, acne, eczema, where did that stuff come from? Where do these bumps come from? Well, if the bump is coming from inside of you, it's like, okay, this is like, you know, your skeleton, but your skeleton, the inside. If it's coming up, it's gonna push the skin up to where this like rounds. Let's do it like this. Boom. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna push up. Right? It comes from within you. That means there's stuff that your body says, I don't want in here anymore. Get rid of it. And it couldn't do it with the normal organs. It couldn't do it through your poop. Couldn't do it through your urine, you know, so it has to do it through your skin. It has to get it out some way, you know. And then some of y'all like have such a bad eating problem, you know, once again, that you got to the point where you eat so much and you don't know how to stop, that you then have to go through the other way. We got the poop, the pee, the skin, and then straight up vomit. Yeah, it's getting gross, ain't it? It sounds disgusting, but this is the stuff that you're putting your bodies through when you don't learn about your connection or the effects that the food, the things that you ingest into your world, into your body, affect you. You know, it's like, you know, random little personal point. It's like if I go on a date with a girl, for example, you know, and I'm talking to her, it's like first impressions are very important, you know. And if I go on a date, and I've done this a couple of times where I knew this wasn't going nowhere. Why? Because this woman has terrible skin. That's a turnoff for me, because I don't see it as just like the physical, like, oh, her skin's messed up, ew, gross. It's like, no, that means you're really not taking care of yourself. That means that you're pumping your body full of pollutants, and as someone that's like a little bit more on the clean eating scale, like further over here, that's just something that's just like, yo, that's a no-go for me. Like, if you can't take care of yourself, how you gonna take care of me? You know what I mean? These are things I take very seriously because I do take health seriously. Yes, of course, there's a balance in life where I still have to live a little, but then also stuff like that. So anyway, you know, it's like, this is the type of stuff that I think we should all be paying attention to. Food is important. Health is wealth. There's no point becoming a billionaire if you can't breathe going up to the 3rd story of your house. I need to get an elevator in here. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of being rich if you literally you don't have the physical capabilities, the physical prowess to enjoy it? You know, what's the point of finally getting into that lovely relationship that you're in if you can't perform as a man? Go look at what all this type of stuff, like all this extra, this estrogen fueled food is doing to you. Gentlemen, that's the easiest way to convince men of doing anything. Hey, guys, your dang-a-lang ain't going to work if you keep eating these types of food for a long period of time. Oh, you got erectile dysfunction as a 30-something-year-old? I wonder why. Maybe it's because blood circulation isn't a high priority in your world. In your body, because it can't flow because you like to eat barbecue every single night. You love to eat red meat. You like to have your steak and potatoes every single night. I'm just saying. Ladies, oh my God, we're having issues having a baby. It's like women. It's like, you know, why is it that y'all only start to care about what you eat when you're pregnant? Don't eat this when pregnant. Don't eat that when pregnant. Don't eat this when pregnant. Don't eat that when pregnant. Well, wait a minute. If I can't eat and drink this type of stuff when I'm pregnant, I shouldn't be eating this type of stuff anyway. You know, don't eat and drink this while pregnant. It's like, why? Because this is not conducive to life, aka this new baby that you have in your womb. So, wait a minute. This diet, all this food isn't conducive to life? Then why am I eating it when I'm not pregnant? I'm just here to get y'all to think. To the next one, y'all. Peace.